In today's show, we're going to show you how to cut and sew a block using the Go Star and Cross die. Hey quilters, welcome to AccuQuilt Live. I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert. Hey, thanks for joining us on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Chris is in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing well. What's going on in your world?
Oh, not much. Just quilting along. I did get a package yesterday.
Did you? What was
Someone sent me a little treat.
I did. I did. After our show last week when we talked about Peeps, I actually was at the grocery store and they had a whole section of them. And I was like, oh, I'm going to send these to Chris. So
I was laughing so hard when I opened up the package. I'm like, what did I get from AccuQuilt?
Peeps. Okay, have you tried any? Because last week's show we talked about like birthday cake ones and Dr. Pepper ones and the chocolate dipped ones. I was interested in those.
I have not opened any of them yet, but I will let you know what I think of them.
Be sure and post on Instagram so we can see what you're doing. Now, Chris, you're doing not only besides tasting Peeps, you're doing a show soon, right?
Yes, there is a show coming to Portland that I can never get the name right.
It has so many words.
It does. It is the Quilt, Craft, and Sewing Festival at the Portland Expo Center, and I will be there on April 12th.
Excellent. What are you going to be doing? Just walking the show?
Mostly just walking the show.
Okay.
And I will definitely have stickers, so if you see me, you can stop me and get a sticker.
You can, and Chris gives great stickers, so you want to check it out there. April 12th, we'll remind you on the way. All right, where is everyone watching from today? Linda is watching from Omaha. Thank you for watching. Kimberly's watching from Texas. And Amanda says, hey, from Oklahoma. We're glad you're watching today. All right, quilters, let's showcase the new projects from our intro video. First up, Chris, did you see this? Do you know what die this is?
That's the fracture tumbler.
It is. We just talked about it yesterday. I like this a lot.
It's a really fun die. It's very versatile. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it.
It is. And I feel like this is a really long table runner.
Yes, it looks very long.
Karen, you did a great job. I like that a lot. Next we have K.I. Oh, I have to say pineapple die is probably one of my favorites. Chris, have you ever made a block using it?
I have not. I have the die and I have plans for it. I just haven't done it yet.
Okay, there you go. All right. Well, and also, hey, you're working on today's block, and we'll talk about it in just a second.
I am.
Okay, but here's my photo of the day. You ready? There she is, Miss Oprah. Since we're doing the star and cross block today, my question of the day is, which star would you like to meet? So Oprah's like top of my bucket list. Here in the studio, Kenya wants to meet Bill Murray, and Brock wants to meet Mark Hamill, and Greg wants to meet Steven Spielberg. Who do you want to meet, Chris?
Well, I have a sewing celebrity I would like to meet someday, and that'd be Tula Pink.
Oh, Tula Pink, she's great. She was just in Hamilton, Missouri, last week. Yep. So when you come to Omaha, Chris, she's down in Kansas City. It's just like a 3-hour drive. So we should work that out so you can meet Tula Pink. She's amazing. So quilters, in the comment section today, tell us which star you would like to meet. It'll be interesting to see. All right, today I'm going to give away one of our Go Star and Cross dies. Be sure and register in future events on our website, our event page, for your chance to win all the words. Chris is going to announce the winner at the end of our show. So Chris, do you want to show your block that you're making and talk about it for a second? Because I love this. You're making a whole quilt, yeah?
I am. So I'm using the pattern from the packaging, and this is the first block I have done.
I love this.
So I'm using all scraps because my scrap bins are out of control.
Yes, you said that.
So I'm doing black for the background, white for the cross part, and I swapped the light and dark in the center here. And then each star will just be a different color from my scrap bins.
I really like this. How many blocks are you doing? Because you said you were sewing chain piecing for days.
Yeah, 9 total. I have
Okay.
all of these
Yay.
sections ready to go. I
Yeah.
only just got 1 block finished.
Good. And do you have like a little tip there on when you were sewing them together?
No, the instructions were really good for sewing. I would just remind you that the chisel is a directional shape and make sure you fan fold because I have a lot of extra chisels going the wrong direction.
Yes. We'll talk about that today. All right, so Quilters, the Go Modern Star and Cross is a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. You're going to need the Star and Cross die, a yard of gray fabric, a yard of white fabric, and then 9 colors for the star. So here's the block that's on the packaging. So it's gray and white, and then a variety of batiks. So this is really, like Chris is doing, this is a great scrap buster. And you could totally make all your stars different. You could totally make them the same. So this is the one from the packaging. And then this is the one that I made yesterday. And I totally just changed it up, and you'll notice it has bats for Halloween. So I think that this is kind of a super cool modern block. It's very different than the traditional block that you can see on the packaging. But when I was using this, when I was making this block, I thought, oh, I have a little bit more inspiration. So we'll talk about that in just a second, okay? All right, so let's talk about the shapes on this die. Move all of my pieces out. All right, so this is on a 6x24 die board. It's gonna fit through all of our cutters, including that Go Me. And these are shapes that would be difficult to cut by hand, but cool things. Here are half square triangles and squares and quarter square triangles. How do I know that they're quarter square triangles? We lay our fabric the lengthwise grain parallel to these lengthwise blades. So I know this is quarter square triangle because the lengthwise grain is going to be in the outside of the block, which is kind of cool. These are those chisel shapes that Chris talked about, and you want to make sure you're having fan folding, so top and bottom, fan fold back and forth. Otherwise, your chisels are all going to face the same direction. And this is super cool. This is a shape that isn't found anywhere else on any other die that AccuQuilt owns. This is an obelisk shape, all right? And we're going to show you how to use it. But the super cool thing about bob dies is they often contain shapes that you can't find in any cube or other dies, because that's the first question people ask me. It's like, well, can I make this with my cube? And the answer is no, because especially on this one, that obelisk shape is, you're not gonna find it anywhere else. All right, so now we can lay out our fabric. So here's our little traditional block. Here, I'm gonna turn it like this. But with yesterday's that I made, this is what I was kind of thinking. I should measure this and see how big that square is. Anyway, I thought this is kind of a solid, it kind of looks cool. So my thought was, we live here in the Midwest, I'm gonna try and make a sunflower block. So this center section here, I'm gonna make with brown because the center of sunflowers are brown, and then the yellow petals on the outside, and then this green, which is a little hard to see on our mat, but I think it's gonna look cool, okay? Now, you're creating mirrored images on this, left and a right, a left and a right. So when you lay your fabric as this shape B, you want a left and a right. So you want one facing down and one facing up, which is what I have done here. And then here's my shape A, which is the center. Okay, now if you're following the pattern, these are gonna be different colors. They're gonna be white and then gray. These are half square triangles. And here's our obelisk shape. So I've already pre-cut my fabric according to the pattern instructions. And since I've already sewn some of my block together, I just needed single pieces of fabric, all right? So again, this is going to fit on all of our, through all of our cutters, okay? And you're going to need a 6x24 mat. All right, so I'm going to use my Go Big today. And Chris, while I'm cutting this, I'm so anxious to hear who people want to meet.
We have lots and lots of submissions. So Linda would like to meet Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Maureen says Gayle King and Oprah. So
There you go. I feel like
Oprah
they're together, right? They're a match set.
Sharon would like to meet Taylor Swift.
Oh, I feel like most of the
one.
world wants to meet Taylor Swift.
Susan, Sir Paul McCartney.
Oh, Sir Paul. There you go.
Robbie would like to meet Tom Selleck.
Oh, I have a great Tom Selleck story. Okay?
Oh.
Look at this. Okay. I'm going to tell you real quick. When Ray and I were first married, we lived in Long Beach, California. And back in the day in 1985, lots and lots of movies were filmed in Long Beach because it was just easier. And I worked downtown in an office building, and they were filming, Tom Selleck was filming this movie right down, like we could look out our windows and see this movie. So I ended up staying a little bit late, and I was walking home, and I was walking right down on Ocean Boulevard where all these trailers were, and I was kind of looking out to see if I could see anybody famous. But it was later in the evening, so they'd already stopped, filming for the day. Anyway, I was walking down, and this door opened, and this man walked out, and I ran right into him, and it was truly Tom Selleck. And he apologized. He said, "I'm so sorry." And I said, "Oh, please don't apologize. This was fabulous." Anyway, he was super nice, and he was on his way to dinner, and so I got to meet him.
Oh, okay. How fun.
All right, tell us who else, and then I'm going to lay out my pieces.
All right, let's see. Debbie wants to meet Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I think she'd be great.
Yeah, and Deborah would like to meet Amy Grant.
Oh, there you go. See, such a variety of people. I like this.
Yes.
All right,
definitely.
So I'm going to take off my fabric here and show you all the pieces that we cut absolutely perfectly. And again, Chris, we made sure there was a left and a right. So here is my pro tip. You want to make sure you follow the pattern on how to assemble your block. Otherwise, your block is going to be wonky, okay? So I am going to create this section first. So we have a left and a right. Oh, well, I guess a right and a left. There we go. I'll do that better, okay? And this is our shape D, which is going to live right here. Okay. And then this is our shape C, and it's really important, quilters, that you follow the pattern because, see, we've cut off the dog ears here. So now they're going to line up perfectly. So I'm going to put 2 here and 2 here. And truly, when I made the block, when I was sewing my blocks together, this is exactly what I did. Because what you're going to find is then you can just chain piece for days. And then here is my little square. That's going to be the center. All right? So here is what we're going to do. We're going to start sewing B's and C's together. And, oh, here's our obelisk. It's going to fit down here. All right, so I'm sewing these together. Oh, we take off my shoes. Chris, tell us who people want to meet. I'm loving this.
Sure. Let's see. Patty would love to meet Reba McEntire.
Oh,
Lots
right.
of musicians in the list.
So, yeah, she's amazing.
April would like to meet Morgan Freeman.
Oh, right. Okay.
Brenda says Denzel Washington.
Oh, right. I'm right there on that.
Pam would like to meet Dolly Parton.
Oh,
I would like to meet Dolly Parton.
I feel like in real life she's a cool person, right?
Yeah, we actually just bought a new rose bush for our yard, and the color is called Dolly Parton.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
really deep
we
red.
Just in our front yard met Dolly Parton.
Oh, I wish.
And it's called, that's the color, is Dolly Parton. So is it blonde?
No, it's like a red color. It's like a really bright red.
Okay. That's fun.
We tend to buy our rose bushes. I mean, since Portland is the city of roses,
It is.
Based on their name, just
Yeah.
because it's fun. Oh,
My brother, we're going to see if it's going to sew here. It's not, so hang on one sec. My brother lives in Seattle, and they have a rose bush named Pamela.
oh, fun.
So, I know. All right, I'm going to change up my bobbin here. All right, tell us who else.
Let's see. Allie would like to meet The Rock.
Oh,
He
gosh.
seems like he'd be fun to hang out with.
That's so fun.
And Sue says no celebrities, but I would love to meet Pam and Erica.
Oh, listen, you're so sweet. Come to any of the shows. We're at shows a lot. I'm going to, I don't know where I'm going next. What is that? Grand Rapids. I'll be in Grand Rapids. So if you live
I've
near...
met Pam in person, but I have not met Erica in person yet.
Oh, yes.
So.
Erica's delightful. Okay, hold on here. All right, who else?
Toby says he would like to meet Toby Mack. He's a Christian music artist. 100 Proof Quilter says they'd also like to meet Tula Pink.
Yeah.
We'll go together.
There you go. Years and years ago, when I was at Quilt Festival in Houston, I think it was the year before COVID, I was there with Eleanor Burns, and she had made this amazing quilt using Tula Pink fabric. And I said, which is so out of character for Eleanor Burns. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, I go, Eleanor, do you know who made this fabric? And she said, Tula Pink. And she said, I have never met her. I would like to meet her. And I said, I have met her. We'll go. And so Eleanor came to our booth, and then we walked down, I don't know, 200 feet to the next row. And Tula Pink was super excited, and I introduced him, and they're just delightful together.
Oh, how fun.
I know, I felt
Speaking of,
look at that, traditional and modern, right?
Right.
When you think of that.
That's kind of my realm, is I like traditional, like blocks and patterns, but I love modern prints and bright colors, so it's right where I live. And speaking of Eleanor Burns, a couple people, including Randy and Peggy, have said that they would love to meet her.
Yeah, she's delightful. She's been here a couple of times. A couple of years ago, Kenyon and I went to San Diego and made some videos with her. She's delightful. Have you ever met Libs Elliott? She is a big modern quilter out of Canada.
Yeah, I have not. She was supposed to be at QuiltCon this year, but some stuff came up, so she had to cancel her trip, which was super sad because I was hoping to meet her.
Yeah, I like Libs a lot. Okay. All right, who else on our list is I'm just sewing half square triangles to our pieces here?
So we actually have a question.
Oh, good.
Robbie's asking, who is Tula Pink?
Oh, Chris, do you want to tell him?
I will, because the shirt I'm wearing is fabric designed by Tula Pink.
Tula Pink is a huge modern quilter, and you can follow her on social media, but she designs fabric, and she has super cool, like she did an Alice in Wonderland theme, and just not your typical kinds of fabric, would you say?
Yeah, so she's a fabric designer for Free Spirit Fabrics. She does a lot with like animals in her prints, but like the one I'm wearing, it's goldfish, and then like this, I don't know, this filigree behind it. There's like the little treasure chest that you would find in an aquarium. And so every line she does just has something special about it. This is from the Besties line, and there's gold metallic on it. Last year she did one that had fluorescent inks. So she's just really fun and experimental with her designs, and I love them.
Very much so. Very much so. Okay, so now I've sewn my half square triangles to my chisels. All right, who else would people like to meet, or do we have more questions?
Elaine would like to know, is anyone from AccuQuilt going to be at the Great Wisconsin Show in September?
No, the only time I'm going, no, I don't, well, okay. No one from AccuQuilt is going, but we might have a retailer there with a booth.
Okay.
So that's my answer. I love how people are already wondering what we're doing in September.
Thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead is what we're doing here. Okay, so now I've sewn all my B's and C's together. All right, and now, here, I'll show you, I have my little finished block. So now what I'm gonna do is sew these tiny little shape A's to the bottom, and then I'm gonna then I'm gonna press my seams again. I think we can keep going. There we go. All right, so Chris, while I'm sewing my shape A's to the bottom of this, tell people, why is the AccuQuilt system better than rotary cutting?
Well, I have two reasons. One, it is faster.
So much.
So I've recently cut out a quilt with a rotary cutter, and it took me forever. So it's faster, and it's more accurate. And if you're like me, who gets ahead of myself when I'm reading cutting instructions, I will cut something wrong, and then I have to recover from that. You don't have to worry about that with the AccuQuilt.
Right, right. And I think that the time thing is important. 95% of the time, if I'm doing a pattern, boy, if it's not written for AccuQuilt, then I kind of translate it. But I'm working on a project right now where most of it, probably 75% of it, I could make with strip dies. And then the other 25% I had to cut with a rotary cutter. And I am telling you, I had to just really pay attention to how I was cutting those pieces, because, you know, and they were funny because it was like 2 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. You know, it's like, oh my goodness. So I'm going to tell you, 10 times faster, but that accuracy is what we live for.
Yes, especially when it's a weird measurement, like anything with like 7/8.
Oh gosh, yes. Okay, somehow I'm missing an obelisk. I can cut another one. It's okay, keep going.
Purple Magic, who actually submitted that first photo for today, says that the fractured tumbler strips are actually for a border of a quilt and not a table runner.
Oh.
That's going to be a really cool border.
That is a super cool border. Okay. I'm excited to see that. Be sure and share that with us when you're done. Huh. Okay. Purple
and then
Magic.
Purple Magic was the username, yes.
Okay.
And then Mary Ann is asking, do we have a list of events that we'll be at for the rest of the year?
No. But we'll do that. I don't know, Brock, do we? Do we have like where we're going to be for the rest of the year, or is it just? I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow. Brock says he doesn't know where he's going to be tomorrow. So the answer to that is probably not. Okay.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We will. Okay, I'm just laying out my pieces because I want to make sure I'm making lefts and rights. And I need to cut one more obelisk shape. Okay, so now look. Followed the pattern. Only one of them has the brown square at the bottom. Because in the center, you're going to make a cute little 9 patch. Okay? All right. So now it's time to sew my D, right, to here. All right, and then I can sew this unit to these 2 shapes right here. And once again, I'm missing a shape. Oh, here it is. I tell you, keeping track of the pieces. That's the thing. I have no zippy bags. Normally I put things in Ziploc bags and then I know exactly where they are. All right, there we go. All right, so now I want to make sure that my Triangles are facing the right direction. These are quarter square triangles, and I'm going to sew them here to the shape B and C. Okay? All right, Chris, why so? Who do people want to meet?
Let's see, Robin says that they would like to meet Jenny Down. They want to meet someone real.
Okay, I like that.
And then Mickey. Oh.
I have met Jenny Down. She's very lovely. For those of you who live in the, I don't know, Missouri area, I'll be there next week. I'm going on vacation today, like after this show. But I'll be back Sunday. For, you know, we have a show on Tuesday, so I'll be back for that. Okay.
Mickey says that they would love to meet Sir Anthony Hopkins. What an interesting gentleman he is.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Huh. Okay. I love that people are thinking about this. Okay, who else?
Let's see. Lynn would like to meet Jason Momoa. I've heard he's really fun in person.
He would be very fun in person.
A couple more for To the Pink.
There you go.
Carolyn says that she would love to meet Sam Elliott.
Oh, gosh. I mean, some of these actors have been around for a long, long time.
Yes.
Okay.
Once other people start, like, you know, answering the question of the day, I'm like, oh, yeah, they would be fun too. Earlier, I was drawing a complete blank.
Right. It's like, what? It's like your table of 12, right? If you can meet 12 people, living or dead, who would you have at your table? We'll ask that question one day. Okay. So now I have my 2 sections, and I'm ready to sew them together. All right. So I'm going to start here. And look at how great these are going to line up. Because we have so many threads. Because we've cut off the dog ears, which I think is fantastic. You know, do you remember back in the day, Chris, when you were sewing and cutting off the ears of quarter square triangles and half square triangles?
Oh,
what a monotonous job that was.
Yes. I did a quilt that was nothing but half square triangles, and this was pre-AccuQuilt.
Yes.
And I had to sit there and trim like 500 half square triangles, and that was not fun.
Oh my gosh, no. Somebody posted on social media a quilt that she had made, and she had used 1,500 half square triangles.
Oh, wow.
And she cut them all with a die.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because holy smokes.
That would be a nightmare to sit and trim and square up.
Oh, well, and cutting them, right? I mean, the cutting them is just silly without a die. Because you have to, you know, cut a square that's bigger, and then you have to mark it, and then you have to sew it, and then you have to trim it. Or you can just put fabric on a die. All right. So now I'm going to finish, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut one more obelisk. This is why I usually have a little go me next to me, because when I'm at home. Because do you not find that, Chris, where you've cut a whole bunch of pieces and you're missing an obelisk?
You just need one more? Yeah.
Just need one more obelisk.
I love my go me. Yeah, I think I use the go me the most.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm just like, dang. Okay, there we go.
Let's see. Peggy is asking, can you make the center a solid square?
Yeah, I was going to measure it real quick. Oh, you could. Chris, can you measure it for us and tell us what size square it is finished? Because you totally could make it solid if there was a square that size. But would you have to do Y seams?
So it looks like it is a 4-inch finished center square.
There's a die for that.
Yep, and I think the assembly instructions would be a little bit different. Because you'd make like a big fat center diagonal strip.
Right.
So you'd be assembling like this kind of block instead of
yeah, you do it in thirds, right? You'd assemble this, and then you'd assemble this, and then you'd assemble this.
Yeah.
But yes, go for it. That's one of the things I love is that, you know, if you just wanted to not cut 9 little squares, you could cut one brown square and be done.
Right. And like for your example you're making today, they're all the same color, but you could, do it a solid or a 9-patch and mix it up with different shades of brown or prints.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of options with this die.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm ready to create my halves, and then we're going to put it all together with this big, long strip. So I'm going to sew these real quick, and then I'm going to cut one more obelisk and sew that together. Oh, and look, there's a die and everything. Hold on.
But while you're doing that, Caitlin was asking for a close-up of my block.
Oh, yes, please.
So here
Can we do
see
that?
it again.
Look at that.
So
Can
I
we do
am in
full
the
screen
process.
there?
I am in the process of like filming, putting this quilt together. So if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok or anywhere, you'll see a lot more of this in the coming days, including some still pictures.
Oh, yeah.
On Instagram,
Look
at
at
least.
that. I have none of that fabric, Chris. I feel like I should have at least had some of it.
There's a couple like spooky prints in there. Oh, there you can see.
I see that. So cool. I'm always impressed, Chris, because in the evenings when I'm scrolling through Instagram, there you are. Because you've worked your day job and now you're doing your evening job.
Yep.
Which is kind of fun. So if you don't follow Chris, be sure and do it. He's on Rose City Quilts. No, Rose City Originals.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, who else do people want to meet?
Let's see. Sheila wants to meet Pam.
Oh, Sheila, come hang out with us.
Base.
We should do a little like contest where I should totally say this while our CEO is watching. We should totally do a show or a contest where quilters can just could come and spend the day and come and be a part of our live show, and we should totally do that.
That could be fun.
I think so. What do you think, Brock? Sure. You could be a guest host. You could be here for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'd take you to the zoo because the Omaha Zoo is a world-class ranked #1 in the world.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
We have an amazing zoo. When you come, we'll see Tula Pink and the zoo. Not necessarily in that order, but we will go and do that.
Here's a fun one. Holly says that her cat would love to meet her hero, David Attenborough. I picture her cat sitting in front of the TV watching all the nature
He is fabulous.
documentaries.
Do you follow him on social media? I follow David Attenborough.
I'm not
That is
sure I
hilarious.
do.
That is hilarious.
I'll have to go look him up.
Oh my gosh, do you not know who he is? He's British.
No, I know who he is. I just don't know if I follow him on social media.
Oh yeah, you should totally follow him on social media. Okay, so now I'm adding the other side. And I have pressed my seams so that these are gonna nest. Or you can press your seams open. Sometimes with blocks that have a lot of bulk like these do.
Yep, I like to press my seams open. I'm just in the habit of it now. But yeah, with this many seams, it can get a little bulky in spots if you're pressing to the side. So if you are pressing to the side, just make sure you alternate so that they nest nicely.
Yes. Okay, my machine is having technical difficulties today.
Oh no.
It's okay. We have plenty of questions to answer. All right, tell us who else people want to meet.
Let's see. Diane says, I think I need this die. I finally met Pam and Erica at AccuQuilt event, so that's checked off.
Oh, yes, we were just there in California. Just, I don't know, a couple months ago. That was a fun event.
Yeah. So now she wants to meet the Doan girls on a trip to Missouri Star.
There you go. There you go. I'm in Missouri Star almost every month doing demos in the penny store.
Oh,
So-
fun.
Yeah, it really is.
I love doing demos.
Yeah. And, okay, I don't know how this happened, but the penny store is where the fabric lives. Okay?
Okay.
And right across from my demo table is where all the grunge lives.
Oh, someone planned that.
They did, because I never want to leave. I'm just like, oh, man. Okay. We don't know what's happening, but we're just going to thread it one more time. Sometimes the machines are just moody. We haven't used this. Well, were we here last week? What did we do last week? Last week we made fun things. We
Last
talked
week
about
was the
peeps.
bunny table topper.
I want you to know that so many people posted on social media. I saw at least a dozen people who had made that table topper.
I did too. At first, some of them I thought was just yours reposted, but I'm like, oh, that's a different person.
Yeah.
Lots of people made them.
Yeah. Well, I think it was so fun and easy. If you didn't watch last week's show, there we go. If you didn't watch last week's show, be sure and watch it, because we made the cutest bunny table topper with our cube. So, yeah, it was really cute. And someone said it was like their first time using AccuQuilt, and they had made it.
Oh, wow.
So I was
That's
super
a really
proud
good
of them.
first project.
Super proud. Okay. All right, Chris, what else are people, who do they want to meet while we're sewing here?
Let's see here. Peggy would like to meet Tom Hanks. He's amazing.
Oh, yes. Ah. I sewed this wrong.
Mary would like to meet John Legend.
Oh, I would like to meet John Legend. Here, after all this sewing, I sewed it wrong.
Oh, no.
It's okay. I didn't lay out my pieces. I was doing that. So, Chris, have you ever been to a television show taping, like The Voice or Price is Right?
No,
Or
I have not.
I am going in May to see The Favorite Child in California, and I think we're going to go to The Price is Right.
Ooh, that's fun.
With Drew Carey.
Yes.
Who is super funny. Okay, now I have to lay out my pieces again, folks, because I sewed my pieces wrong. Hold, please. This is why we practice. There we go. Okay. All right, well, who else do people want to see, Chris?
Let's see. Tess says, not into Hollywood stars, but I'd love to meet Eleanor Burns. I learned to quilt by watching her on PBS while my babies were taking naps. She was truly my inspiration.
Oh, okay. And
That's
Eleanor
awesome.
Burns is truly as nice in real life as she appears on television. She is just delightful and patient, and she's just doing great things.
That's awesome. I love it when you meet your celebrities, or
Yes.
and they are just as nice as you expected them to be. Because
Right.
there's nothing more disappointing than meeting someone that you've hyped up in your head, and then they're not nice people.
Yeah, this past summer, I went to New York and spent 3 days at this creativity workshop with Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, and then wrote Big Magic.
Okay.
And she, in real life, was just as hilarious and fun and kind as I imagined her to be. And she was hilarious. We had a great time. Okay, look. Now it's working. Okay, so now I'm going to give those a little press. I'm going to sew my center section. And then look at how cute our little sunflower block is going to look.
So fun.
I'm liking this. Okay, it's important. It's important to like what you're making. All right, don't forget we have questions. If you have questions, be sure and ask. Chris will send them on to us.
Janet is asking, so it's sewn together in 4 quadrants?
Yes.
Yes, it is, with the cross between them.
Right, thus the name.
Yep.
Star and cross. And honestly, I have seen variations of this where here in the 9 patch, these 4 pieces were the same color. So then it really does look like a cross.
Right.
See, look, here we have the center is different, but I've seen it where the section, but the thing I love about this the most is that you can just make it your own, right? I mean, look at us making sunflowers
Right.
out of stars and crosses. Chris, what are you going to do with your quilt when you're done with it? Or is it for a charity or just you, or?
I don't know. My quilt cabinet, I did go through and like pull some out so the doors can actually close, but I still have far too many quilts in my house, so I gotta figure something out to do with them.
Yeah.
I did just donate a couple to a friend who's doing a fundraiser, so
Oh, that's fun.
some are going to good homes.
There you go. At our house, whenever I'm binding a quilt, my husband always says, is this for us or for work? So, because I, spend a lot of time sewing blocks at home, so.
Right.
And it is now March.
And
there is so much madness happening. And for me, I will be sewing so much more now because I like to have the TV on when I sew.
Uh-huh.
And now I can watch basketball.
Oh, fun.
Brock, do you have a favorite? Going to the Final Four? Okay, both. Brock is all about the sports. So who do you think's going to win, and who's your team that's going that you want to cheer for?
Well, my teams that I cheer for are Nebraska and Duke, and I'm picking UConn.
Okay. I'm picking UConn to win it all as well, but I'm saying Creighton's going to go this year to the Final Four. That's my plan. So, all right, here we go. So now we've sewn our big long section. So now we're going to sew our big long section to either side, and I am going to do a little back stitch here because I really want things to stay together. All right. And make sure, quilters, you're doing that good 1/4 inch seam. People ask me a lot, is it a scant 1/4 inch seam or is it a true 1/4 inch seam? And the answer is it is a true 1/4 inch seam.
Let's see, we have a question here. Tatiana asks, to attend those demos, I assume she's meaning those demos at Missouri Star,
Yes.
Do you need to pre-register?
You don't. In fact, if you go to the town hall calendar for every month, it will tell you when I'm going to be there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're just free demos, and we have product there, and lots of times they get quilters who maybe own our product and they haven't used it very much, and they have questions like, how to cut strips or how to cut squares or, half square triangles. So yeah, no, it's free. We can just hang out. I'll show you where all the good grunge is. Okay.
When I was demoing at QuiltCon, I was showing folks your trick to put the 45-degree on their binding strips using a half square triangle die.
Yes. It's the best trick ever. Sharon Miner, who has been a part of the AccuQuilt team forever, she's one of our educators. She showed me that trick. And that's truly one of my best parlor tricks, is putting that together. So I think we have a video, quilters, if you're wondering what we're talking about. When we sew binding, you want to miter that edge. And what you need is a half square triangle bigger than your strip. And it's a super cool trick. So we'll have to show that one day on our show. Maybe on one of our quilt-along shows, we'll show that.
Oh, yeah. When you get ready to do the binding.
Oh, I almost just blew everything to ask if you were doing the quilt along with us, and I was going to talk about what dyes we're going to use, and
Still
the answer is we haven't announced that yet. But next week while I'm gone, the lovely Erica gets to make that announcement, so I'm thinking it's great. Okay, look, I'm going to take it to my big iron and press it flat. So look, do we think it looks like a sunflower?
Yes.
Oh, okay, now look,
cute.
quilters. See right here? This is going to bug me. So I'm actually going to take out those stitches and make sure that that seam lines up so that it looks like a square, even though I know sunflowers aren't. So I was trying to figure out how I could have made this yellow, and the answer is I couldn't. That was what I decided.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, quilters, this block finishes to 10 inches, so think about pairing it with other 10-inch bob blocks like pineapple or the Mix and Match 10-inch cube. Turning the blocks on point to use with our 10-inch setting triangles. Possibilities are endless. Follow the pattern to lay out your blocks. Finish the project by adding batting between the top and the backing. Pinner-based quilt is the desired, and use your favorite binding method. Be sure and share all your finished projects with us on our social media platforms using hashtag AccuQuiltBuilt. Don't forget, this is March's die to try. So when it's gone, it's gone. So make sure you get it from AccuQuilt.com or from your local retailer. All right, Chris, do you want to announce today's winner?
Sure, but first, we have a comment or question in here from Nancy that says she's new to AccuQuilt. The product is still in its box, and she doesn't know where to start.
Okay, what would you tell her?
I would say first you need to open that box.
Open the box. Yep.
Open the box and set it up. All the cutters come with a die, so you can just cut out some scrap fabric if you're worried about it and just get to know your machine.
And we have a lot of videos on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel that are like, get your cutter out of the box, and here's the die, and talk about lengthwise grain. So I would say to you, open up that box, and there's a pattern included and a die included. And just like Chris said, cut some fabric, sew it together. You're gonna find it amazing. And if it's not perfect the first time, it's okay. It's okay, you're gonna learn about how to cut fabric. You can always cut up to 6 layers. But be sure and share your finished block with us on
AccuQuilt. Follow AccuQuilt on especially YouTube. They have lots and lots of really good videos.
Yes, we do. And every Tuesday, Wednesday, we have live events at 12 noon Central Time. Tuesdays are new dies and trunk shows. Wednesday, Chris and I sewing together, making blocks, and Erica and I doing the quilt along. So we're excited to have you be part of the AccuQuilt family. All right, any more questions out there, Chris?
Let's see, someone asked a question for me. So Sandra's asking if there's a way to add ear flaps to my hat pattern. And yes, you could do lots of things to customize it because you're making it from scratch. So you could probably insert some like ovals in the bottom seam here if you want a little ear flap. So
you could use like pieces from the sloth die.
Ooh, yes, that would be a good shape.
Like the sloth body.
Yes. So yep, have fun with it and
experiment. And share them.
Yes, I would love to see what everyone does with
Chris,
it.
do you have a hashtag for your trucker hats?
I think it's hashtag quilted trucker hat.
Okay. See, now I'm really motivated to get that because somebody else is already making it. All right, Chris is going to announce the winner. What are we giving away today? Oh, a die.
Yes, we are giving away the Star and Cross, aren't we?
Okay. You ready?
All right. Drum roll, please. It is Marilyn N. from Tampico, Illinois.
Marilyn, congratulations. We're going to send you a new die. You're going to love it. All right. Hey, quilters, be sure to check out the AccuQuilt website for some great deals. We are currently not only in basketball March Madness, we are in March Machine Madness. So we have lots of our cutters are on sale for really great prices. All right, who's helping us in the comments, Chris?
Let's see. I see Courtney and Lauren and Caitlin.
Hey, thanks, ladies, for helping us with all of our comments. Here in the Dream Studio, we have Brock and Kenyon and Greg. And of course, Chris is coming live from Portland, Oregon. I'm Pam. Hey, thanks for joining us today on behalf of our entire team. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. To learn more about your quilting craft, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday. You can check out the events page on the AccuQuilt website for more details on upcoming shows. And if you're looking for even more inspiration, visit our blog for exclusive tutorials filled with tips and tricks. And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more. Join us next Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time as we welcome spring with a fun and inspirational trunk show. And then be sure to join us for next week's AccuQuilt Live as Erica goes crazy with zippers. We announce our quilt along, and we're going to show you how to make some fast and fun bags.